The Devas, gods of the heavens, were prosperous and proud. Indra, their king, rode his magnificent elephant Airavata, brimming with arrogance. One day, the irascible sage Durvasa offered Indra a divine garland. In his pride, Indra carelessly placed it on Airavata's trunk, and the elephant, indifferent to its sanctity, cast it aside and trampled it. Deeply offended by this disrespect, sage Durvasa unleashed a furious curse, condemning all the Devas to lose their strength, their fortune, and their very immortality. Instantly, the gods began to weaken, their vitality draining away. As the Devas rapidly weakened, their ancient adversaries, the Asuras, powerful and ambitious, sensed a profound shift in cosmic balance. Their long-awaited moment had arrived. Empowered by the curse that had befallen their foes, the Asuras launched a devastating assault. They conquered the three worlds, driving the once mighty Devas from their celestial palaces, asserting their dominance across the cosmos. With no other recourse, defeated and desperate, the Devas gathered. Stripped of their glory and facing utter annihilation, they turned to the supreme preserver of the universe, Lord Vishnu, seeking his divine counsel and intervention. Vishnu, serene and wise, revealed the only path to regaining their lost power and eternal life. Retrieve the Amrita, the nectar of immortality, from the depths of the cosmic ocean. He proposed the Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean, a task so immense it would require an unthinkable alliance. For such an immense undertaking, Vishnu cautioned, the Devas alone would not suffice. They would need to set aside their animosity and enlist the help of their sworn enemies, the powerful Asuras. A temporary truce and a shared goal would be essential for the cosmic churning to succeed. The Devas, following Vishnu's counsel, humbly approached the Asuras with the proposition. Tempted by the promise of immortality, the Asuras agreed, but demanded an equal share of the Amrita. To perform the churning, the cosmic beings selected Mount Mandara, a peak of immense stature, to serve as the colossal churning rod. For the churning rope, they chose Vasuki, the great serpent king, whose immense length and strength would be indispensable. With the uneasy truce in place, the cosmic stage was set. The Devas positioned themselves at Vasuki's tail, while the Asuras, emboldened by their strength, grasped the serpent king's venomous head. Mount Mandara, now firmly in the cosmic ocean, awaited its arduous task. The churning began. Devas and Asuras pulled back and forth with all their might, making the cosmic ocean roar. Mount Mandara spun, and Vasuki, serving as the churning rope, writhed in unimaginable pain, his scales scraping against the mountain. The ocean's waters began to foam and surge with immense cosmic energy. But Vasuki, serving as the churning rope, writhed in unimaginable pain. From his tormented mouth, he spewed forth clouds of deadly Halahala poison, choking the Asuras and distressing even the gods. Adding to the peril, Mount Mandara, lacking a stable base, began to sink into the ocean depths, threatening to derail the entire endeavor. Lord Vishnu, ever the preserver, swiftly intervened, assuming the form of Kurma, a colossal tortoise, to bear the weight of Mount Mandara on his mighty shell, stabilizing the churning rod. As the churning intensified, the ocean began to yield its contents, but not always in the way the Devas and Asuras had hoped. The first emanation was not the life-giving Amrita, but a terrifying and destructive force. From the depths, thick, swirling clouds of a virulent greenish-black Halahala poison began to rise, rapidly spreading and threatening to engulf all of creation. This deadly Halahala, capable of destroying all three worlds, brought the churning to a terrified halt.
Panic spread amongst gods and demons alike. In their despair, they turned to the greatest ascetic, Lord Shiva, for salvation. Lord Shiva, serene and wise, extended his hand, gathered the vast, swirling mass of Halahala, and selflessly consumed it, holding it in his throat, which miraculously turned blue. He became known as Nilakantha, the blue-throated one, saving all creation from certain destruction. With the cosmic threat of the Halahala contained, the Devas and Asuras resumed their monumental task. As Mount Mandara spun and Vasuki strained, the churning ocean began to reveal its hidden blessings, bringing forth a multitude of divine beings and precious objects. The wish-granting cow Kamadinu, the divine white horse Ukaishravas, Indra's majestic elephant Airavata, Vishnu's dazzling Kaustubha jewel, the wish-granting Parijata tree, the beautiful Apsaras celestial nymphs, and finally, the radiant goddess Lakshmi, bestowing wealth and prosperity. As the churning reached its cosmic crescendo, the hopes of both Devas and Asuras soared. The ocean groaned and surged one last time, promising the ultimate prize. From the very deepest part of the frothing waters, a radiant and serene figure emerged, Dhanvantari, the divine physician. In his hands, he held a precious kumbha, a pot filled with the glowing, life-giving Amrita, the nectar of immortality. No sooner had Dhanvantari appeared with the pot of Amrita than the Asuras, driven by greed and their inherent nature, abandoned the truce. They violently seized the precious nectar, leaving the Devas distraught and dismayed. With the Amrita in the Asuras' hands, the Devas faced utter defeat. It seemed their quest for immortality was in vain, but Lord Vishnu, the supreme strategist, would not let evil triumph. He conceived a brilliant plan. In a flash of divine light and transformation, Lord Vishnu took on the form of Mohini, an enchantingly beautiful celestial maiden, captivating all who beheld her with her exquisite charm and grace. Mohini, radiant and alluring, approached the celebrating Asuras, who were instantly mesmerized by her beauty, forgetting their suspicion. With the Asuras completely enchanted by her divine beauty, Mohini proposed a fair distribution of the Amrita. So mesmerized were they that they readily agreed. Entrusting the sacred pot into her delicate hands, Mohini, with clever sleight of hand, began serving the Amrita only to the Devas, who drank it and instantly regained their full divine power and immortality. One cunning Asura named Rahu, however, disguised himself as a deva and attempted to drink the nectar. He was almost successful. No sooner had Surya and Chandra exposed Rahu's deception than Lord Vishnu, resuming his divine form or acting swiftly from within Mohini, reacted with lightning speed. With unparalleled precision, Vishnu unleashed his celestial weapon, the Sudarshana Chakra, delivering swift cosmic justice. Rahu's form was shown in a state of immediate, mystical separation, with his head and body becoming distinct and luminous celestial entities, as they are imbued with partial immortality from the Amrita. His separated head and body became the celestial entities Rahu and Ketu, forever destined to pursue the sun and moon, causing eclipses. The battle was swift and decisive. The Asuras, despite their ferocity, were no match for the now immortal and supremely powerful Devas. Driven from the heavens once more, they retreated to the netherworlds. The Devas stood victorious in a now peaceful and restored cosmos. Balance had been brought back to the universe, with the Devas reigning in their rightful place, their immortality secured. For millennia, long before telescopes or scientific theories, humanity gazed up at the night sky. They saw patterns, movement, and mysteries, weaving them into stories to explain their world and pass down profound knowledge. The churning of the ocean with its cosmic scale might well be one such story, a celestial drama unfolding above. Among the myriad stars, one particular constellation, coiling endlessly around the celestial pole, must have captured their imagination. Draco, the dragon. Could this cosmic serpent be the celestial counterpart of Vasuki, the churning rope? Just as Mount Mandara served as the pivot for the cosmic churning, the earth itself has an axis, extending into the celestial sphere. This invisible anchor point around which the heavens appear to turn could have been the inspiration for the divine mountain, a cosmic pole connecting earth and sky. And the cosmic ocean itself? One need only look to the magnificent sprawl of the Milky Way across the night sky. Its vast, swirling clouds of stars, gas, and dust could easily be seen as the frothing, boundless waters of the cosmic ocean. Its luminous core, a treasure waiting to be revealed. Beyond static constellations, the ancients also observed the slow, grand movements of the heavens. The Earth's axis, we now know, doesn't point to the same North Star forever. It wobbles like a spinning top in a cycle called precession, causing the celestial pole to slowly trace a vast circle over thousands of years. This slow cosmic dance could have been perceived as the ultimate vast churning of the heavens, a celestial mechanics unfolding over generations. Thus, the myth of the Samudra Manthan may not just be a fantastical tale, but a brilliant allegorical framework, a way for ancient wisdom keepers to encode complex astronomical observations, the coiling dragon of Draco, the central axis of the heavens, the vast cosmic ocean of the Milky Way, and the grand, slow churning of precession, into a narrative that carried its lessons across millennia, reminding humanity of both cosmic cycles and the eternal struggle between light and shadow.